Hey folks, and welcome to the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast. This week's news brought to you by it's going, and it's gone. Yes, so we finally have answers on the Batman Part 2. It has been in limbo and ever-changing its release date for a while now, but it does appear that the Batman Part 2 officially has a production set for March of next year. However, in addition, Matt Reeves, the director of the first film, is not attached to Part 2 any longer. There is all kinds of chatter and rumors, and people who know won't say anything, but the line going around is that Matt Reeves has been going through some, quote, serious personal matters. So I don't know if that is divorce or if that is death, but it's something serious enough where he just cannot continue with the project. So it looks like the movie has not been pushed for callous studio reasons, and for sure we hope that Reeves can still play a part in the future, because really he is a great director, and I know I personally love the Batman Part 1. There is not yet a new director attached for the film next year, but Matt Reeves is credited as a screenwriter because he's been working on a script during all of this time. Some other switching up news here. So we talked recently about S. Craig Zahler's next film, The Bookie and the Bruiser. It was supposed to start filming this year, but then got pushed back because Adrien Brody was attached to the film, and he's the one who kind of pushed it a bit. The good news is that the film very likely will shoot this year, but Brody has officially backed out of the role. Now, actor Theo James will replace him, and he's certainly not as big of a name as Brody. You know, James has been in the Divergent films, he's been in a season of White Lotus, and The Gentleman. His most recent part was in the horror film The Monkey. You know, again, it's not big star power like Brody, but with Zahler at the helm, and the film still having Vince Vaughn in it, you know, we're still pretty excited for this movie yet. Some quick updates on the latest Lord of the Rings project. The film The Hunt for Gollum has a release date set for December 17th, 2027. So, you know, it's not for a while, but at least we have some dates for everything. The Hunt for Gollum will be one of two films released from the producer trio, Philippa Boyens, Fran Walsh, and Peter Jackson. Andy Serkis will direct and star in at least the first film, and, you know, excitement is high. This is the original team behind the original trilogy, and after the Rings of Power failed miserably, Peter Jackson is looking to make something worthy of those first three movies with him attached to this. Now our Pennsylvania Keystone boy is back at it again. Yes, M. Night Shyamalan continues to pump out work on almost a bi-yearly release schedule for over 2 decades. His next film, Remain, has a release date for October 23rd, 2026. It's based off a novel of the same name and has been worked on alongside Shyamalan while he's writing the screenplay, so the book only will come out this fall, and Shyamalan is going to be filming the movie in Vista Vision, which is cool. So a format that has almost never been used in 6 decades, it's really making quite a comeback. Yorgos Lanthimos' film, Poor Things, was shot in Vista Vision. Then it got a lot of love after The Brutalist with Adrien Brody was made in it. And it's really kicking off now. So Yorgos' next 2 upcoming projects will be filmed in Vista, along with Greta Gerwig's next project, along with Alejandro G. Inarritu, Paul Thomas Anderson, Emerald Fennell, and now Shyamalan is utilizing Vista Vision himself. So it is kind of cool. One of these days, I'll break down that technology and kind of go into why it was made, why it went away, but also why it's coming back to life. So the Oscar winner for Best Actress this past year, Mikey Madison, has picked her next role. Madison got all kinds of recognition for her role in Anora and will now be starring alongside Kirsten Dunst in Reptilia. It's directed by Alejandro Landes Echevarria, and the film is about a dental hygienist who falls under the spell of an enigmatic mermaid, drawing her into the murky and dangerous world of Florida's exotic animal trade. Sounds weird and kind of fun, honestly. It's going to be shown at this year's Cannes Film Festival, so we'll see who ends up picking it up for a larger distribution. Our John Wick director and famous stuntman Chad Stahelski will be finally in production for a stalled project. Stahelski will be shooting the movie Highlander this September. So Highlander has been pushed back a while, but Stahelski is still attached, with Henry Cavill starring as Highlander. It's going to be an action-packed film, but with a whole different feel from Wick, and it will be Chad's first director's role outside of the Wick franchise. In other director news, Jared Hess, who directed Minecraft and also directed Napoleon Dynamite, is going to be making a Napoleon Dynamite sequel. That's right. So when you have a hit such as Minecraft, you can resurrect a 20-year-old film for a sequel that no one was asking for. But that being said, Napoleon himself, John Heder, has said he's interested in returning to the role, but only if Jared Hess is at the helm. So more news to come as more comes out on that. Some quick Marvel news here. It appears that Fantastic Four, which comes out in a couple of months, is currently undergoing reshoots for its release. It's really not the best sign, 8 weeks till showing and all, but hey, Vincent Daly is excited for the project. I'm just making sure he's current with all the goings-on around it. It also looks like we have an X-Men reboot director. So Jake Schreier, director of last week's film Thunderbolts, has been entrusted with the project. It's an interesting move. I guess Marvel saw enough they needed to with Schreier. There are 2 unannounced projects in 2027 for Marvel. The rumor is both projects could be X-Men projects, kind of helmed by Schreier. So we'll see how that goes. That's a large undertaking for a director that we don't really have much history with. And as far as all the news here, that's really about it. I just have an update here on the Hollywood shakeup brought by the Trump tariffs. So I really think this will just turn into tax incentives. So don't get spun up in all the news. I mean, whether it be from NPR to Fox News, a week before Trump made the post about Hollywood tariffs, there were already things in the works. So John Voight, of course a Republican and friend of Trump, alongside with his manager, had been taking meetings with top industry leaders, and specifically the MPA, the Motion Picture Association, in regards to what could the government do to bring business back. The MPA had 2 single-page letters consisting of ideas and tax incentives, which were endorsed by all major guilds, whether it be the Actors Guild, Producers Guild, the Directors Guild, and so on. Voight went to the president with these ideas and very slight tariff suggestions that the president could do, and after that, then the president posted about 100% tariffs on everything. And then everyone freaked out, and then Trump backed off, and now a week later, things seem to be calming down. It appears that further negotiations are happening, and talks on tax incentives are the biggest subject. So John Voight, along with Trump's other ambassador to Hollywood, Sylvester Stallone, are even publicly calling for more action on taxes, not tariffs. And even California Governor Gavin Newsom has come out and showed an interest in working with the president to work on a federal tax credit with California to bring back work. So again, lots of noise. Just hang here with the Daily Ratings News Show, and we'll cut through all the panic and nonsense. Like I said last week, everyone involved, from politicians to studio heads to union leaders and sound crews, they all want filmmaking back in this country. So, reading everything on the actual words the major players are saying, I'm just confident that compromises and good things will come out of this. Okay, let's jump to the top of the box office for this past weekend. So the 5th highest grossing film was Clown in a Cornfield with $3.6 million. 4th was The Accountant 2 with $6.7. 3rd for the weekend was Minecraft Movie, making $7.7 million. 2nd for the weekend was Sinners with $22.1 million. And the highest grossing film of the past weekend was still Thunderbolts, bringing in $32.4 million. Some worldwide totals, by the way, here. So we have The Accountant 2 at $83 million, Thunderbolts with $271, Sinners at $285, and a Minecraft Movie now reaching $910 million. Pretty impressive for that film. Coming up this Thursday, Vincent Daly will be watching, rating, and reviewing. We have a food special, folks. So, for the Daily Rating Special, Essential Cooking Movies Part 1, we will be covering Tampopo from 1985 out of Japan, then Babette's Feast from 1987. We then have Stanley Tucci in a great early work, Big Night from 1996. From 2007, our little mouse friend Ratatouille. And lastly, technically from 2023, but properly released in 24, The Taste of Things, a true Daily Ratings darling. So you can watch The Taste of Things, by the way, on Hulu, AMC Plus, or rent on Amazon. So all those are in the part 1 of the Essential Cooking Films. We hope you watch along or give them a watch at least. We're very excited to bring that for you all. But that's it for your weekly movie news here, folks. We'll leave you today with a quote from a director, M. Night Shyamalan. "We have one of the greatest places to shoot in the world, I believe. Between our major cities and the countryside, you can shoot anything." And in a separate quote, Love you, Pennsylvania. Love you, Philadelphia. And all right, folks, the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast, that was it. See you on Thursday.